How you going? It's Ollie again. Just a bit on this George Floyd crap. What's going on? Got a little theory. Someone out there had 1 million shirts with George Floyd on them. Just trying to sell them. Couldn't sell them. Couldn't sell. Invested all his money in these shirts. Could not sell them. No one wanted a shirt with George Floyd on it. So they organised some actors and dressed up as cops. They got one black dude, take a dive for him, film the whole thing, make it look like he died, wheeled him off. Next day, 1 million George Floyd shirts sold. That's plausible. Plausible. When you think about it. How within a day, half the world's wearing George Floyd's shirt? Please tell me. Same people who supplied the George Floyd shirts supplied piles of bricks, brick stacks in the streets. Yeah. Something's not right about the whole thing. Was the guy on the ground, George Floyd, was the guy on the ground even dead? Something's not right. Think about it. You're a cop. Take someone down. Use the control and restraint technique. Dude's passed out. Still got your knee on the back of his neck for the world to see. Just calm as fuck, just looking around, holding him there. You find that he stops breathing. So you just call someone with a gurney, put him on the gurney and wheel him off. That's standard procedure for someone when someone's rendered unconscious, apparently. So if someone goes unconscious, you're a cop, you don't call an ambulance, don't call paramedics, you don't try and perform CPR and restore signs of life. No. You put him straight on a gurney, wheel him off, declare dead. Doesn't seem right. It happens to be the white guy posing with his knee on the back of that dude's neck. Couldn't have been the Asian fella or one of the other guys. There's 4 of them. 3 brown people, 1 white guy. And it happens to be the white guy with his knee on the back of the dude's neck that kills the guy. Couldn't have been the Asian fella. Couldn't have been one of the other guys. Nah, it had to be the white guy posing for the camera. But something doesn't seem right there, because even a security guard will give you CPR if you're unconscious. Any hotel, casino has security that will give you first aid. Yeah? Even nightclub bouncers, you better trained at first aid. Well, renders you unconscious and just puts straight on a gurney and wheels you off? That's not standard procedure. No way. No way. It's professional negligence. At the very least, professional negligence. Failed to render duty of care. Provide duty of care. It's a breach of duty of care. You're there just holding him down. He's unconscious and still in the back of his neck. Holding the dude down. And he stops breathing. And you don't give him first aid? That doesn't seem... That's just not right. It's not how it goes. and there happens to be people filming perfectly at the same time. And no one from the public was like, hey, get up, let him up, and the other cops didn't try to fucking, alright mate, he's up on his neck, like we've had situations as a bouncer, used to, one particular nightclub I worked at, there was a little room out the back of the nightclub, little room with no cameras, and we used to take the real fuckheads in this little room, and guys would be getting choked and fucked up in there, and someone's in a chokehold a bit too long, you give the other bouncer a tap on the arm, say, let him breathe, don't put him out, so like you'll, even without cameras around, you're not trying to kill them, just trying to fuck them up enough that they don't want to come back. That was the idea, guys that would jumping behind the bar and fucking around behind the bar and clowning around or actually brawling behind the bar, hitting staff, punching staff. If you hit the manager or something, you're coming out the back a little bit. There's a little laneway with no cameras, little padded room that we can bounce around a little bit, bounce ideas off each other, and then send them on their way, let them know that they fucked up. But even bouncers would keep an eye on each other so they don't render people unconscious. And that's people fucking deserve get fucked up, Apparently, he's arrested over a fake 20, counterfeit $20 note. It seems rather extreme. I mean, America likes to arrest people over fuck all. You like to arrest people over fuck all. You just love putting people in jail. Love it. There is a problem there. You just like putting people in jail, over stupid shit, But think about this whole movement that's sort of progressed into kind of destabilizing and changing the West. We're attempting to taking over city blocks and stuff like that, and trying to pull down statues and monuments all over the Western world. Historical figures are getting, damaged and defaced, and that's part of a communist tactic, is to remove people's history, to change your identity, so they don't know who they are. But if you dig, you'll find out. Under their system, there's no rights. There's no rights under the communist system. And people getting on their knees left and right. Well, if you're getting on your knees, you capitulated. So all your officials, public officials in the West, are getting on their knees. They're showing that they've capitulated. It's not showing solidarity. You're not showing solidarity. Okay? If two kings met on neutral ground, and one told the other one to knee or kneel, the one who kneels has capitulated. They've accepted the overlordship of the other king. We're not going to let it happen. We're onto it. Okay? In any era, getting on your knees is capitulation. And it's not showing solidarity with a downtrodden group of people. That's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. It's basically saying, yes, I will live on my knees. You are my overlord. I'll never get on my knees. Not happening. I'm not showing solidarity with someone who held a woman at gunpoint, pregnant woman at gunpoint, beat her up and threatened to shoot her unborn child. That for me isn't someone worthy of getting on my knees for. Okay? I just don't see that's. I'm not getting on my knees. Black Lives Matter. Basically, it's supported by socialists, Antifa, who were backed by Soros and Extinction Rebellion. They're part of it too. Same crowd, same renter crowd, soy boys and multinationals. We're going to end dual nationality in our lands. Dual nationality is about to end. We're going to end it. Mark my words. See, we've got the superior jurisprudence. Okay? What's the basis of philosophy of our law? Okay? Now, under our law, you have unalienable rights. Unalienable rights which you're born with. You're born with rights. Under their system, it's benefits and privileges. Okay? Difference between rights, benefits and privileges. Benefits and privileges can be removed at any time by your overlord. So, and where do rights come from? It comes from the Bible, it comes from the Ten Commandments. And it comes, the people who made that written into some kind of law so that the power of the day can be held to account if they breached them rights. Okay, it was the English barons, not even the border clans. Okay, the barons, the border clans, the Gaels and the Scots, and the English. It comes from Christendom. Those rights come from that. That's what it comes from. Why? Why does it come from? Why did those people think about it? It's got to do with who they are and their origins. Their origins. Yep. We have the superior jurisprudence where you're born with rights. But the problem is the system that's in isn't operating under common law, contract and commercial law, UCC, Uniform Commercial Code. Okay? They've overridden white man law. This ain't white man law that we're dealing with. You're registered at birth to the state. It's not white man law. It's something else. Okay? That's canon law. I wouldn't call that white man law. If you're talking about the white man, you're talking about the Gaels, Scots, the Britons, Germanics. They're the ones who believe in the unalienable rights. That's where your unalienable rights come from. Those people, the idea of rights. You show me another group of people around the world which have unalienable rights, rights that you're born with. You show me where. Where in the world is that? Any African nation? You're born with rights? Any of the Asian nations? Are you born with rights? South America? No, it's the Western democracies. It's the British-based systems. You're born with rights. Okay? People do, oh, I got the rights. Well, if you're throwing out the Bible, getting rid of God, you don't have no rights. That's where your rights come from. Go and read the Scottish Declaration of Independence. It says in there who you are. It says in there who you are. If you have any Gaelic, Scottish in you, Irish, Scottish, even a lot of the Northern English, and I believe even the English going back far enough, but definitely the Scots and the Gaels, because they're the same people. They're the same people. The Irish and the Scots are pretty much similar people, and same people. Scotty means Irish, Latin, and the the old legend of Tia Tephi, daughter of Zedekiah, last king of Judah, going to Ireland, brought the language Gaelic to Ireland, married the king of Ireland. The offspring became the High Kings of Ireland. Eventually they moved over to Scotland from the Dalriada, brought Gaelic, took over the Pictish people, and eventually, fought off the Vikings and fought with the English, declared their own kingdom, and read the Declaration of Arbroath, and it's quite clear in there. They're the Israelites, and for some reason it's been kept secret. They're not teaching in schools. They don't want you to know. Okay, it's a blessed people, but they converted to Christianity. So the Israelites that converted, thanks to the patron saint Andrew, Saint Andrew, the apostle. And so that's who they are. And a lot of us are spread out all around the world. We are them. And this would explain why the Crusades happened. Why the Templar Knights and that went back to fight in the Holy Land, because that was originally that's the Holy Land. It's there. They're from there too. The Scots are from there too. The Gaels are from there too. That's why and the British Royal Crown is David. It's the crown of David, King David. That's why they supported Israel and Palestine. And all the Jews went back to Palestine, because you had Judah and Israel. It's two different kingdoms. The Jews, they maintained the identity of who they were, but the Israelites, they're more rebellious. They went another way. But deep down the elites know. The elites know this is fact. They know it. Because 50 Scottish nobles, you think about all them Scottish nobles speaking on behalf of all the Scots, or the whole kingdom and the Gaelic people. They were pretty much representing the whole lot in that declaration. Those kind of people aren't going to lie in you're not going to win favour with the Pope if you're lying, because they were trying to petition basically the Pope to say, recognise us and get the English to alleviate some pressure and accept us as their own rightful kingdom, and explains a lot of things, explains a lot of things, why the bagpipes are Middle Eastern. They come from the Middle East. Why do the Irish and the Scots play the pipes. You know? Well, we know now. It explains why the Freemasons originally figured all the cult bullshit, all the conspiracy theories and stuff like that. They had the secret knowledge on engineering. Okay, on engineering, on how to structure stone so that arches stay intact. Okay, you can build big structures and stuff, and putting stones in the right position, the right stone in the right position at the right angle locks it all in, holds it together, and creates a kind of pressure so arches will stay in place. Stuff like that. Spires and amazing cathedrals and all the things that the Freemasons built all through Europe with their engineering. Where do you think that came from? A couple of hundred years of being slaves in Egypt, maybe, building stuff. And that's why you see the Egypt symbolism everywhere. The eye and the pyramid and all that. Because originally they were sort of from that area. They moved up. Explains. Go read the document. It explains in there the path, the route that they took to get to Scotland. But they actually landed in Ireland first. They landed in Ireland first. So we're not being told the truth about history, not being told the truth about who we really are, and made to feel bad and apologise for who we are. You know, they were free of all slaves in that document, declared right there. They weren't into slavery. They'd been slaves. A long time prior in their past, they'd been slaves. Those people ended slavery. That's why, if you look at all around the world, you know, there's still slaves in many places. Millions of slaves in the world right now. You won't find it in our lands. Because it's not... We experienced that early on, in the earliest part of our history. In Egypt. That's the fact of the origins. A white man ain't originally from, as you know it, what you call a white man isn't originally from Scotland and Ireland and... No, they're from the Middle East, North Africa, Canaan. You know, I don't know where they were from before that. Adam and Eve. Yeah, was it Iraq or somewhere? Wasn't it? Eden, Garden of Eden was in Iraq, wasn't it? Samaria? I don't know the origins. You know, how it all... I can't remember how it all built up to them all being captured by the pharaohs, but didn't they go there because of a famine or something? All moved there and they became slaves under the pharaoh? I can't remember right now, it's late. But anyway, that's who they are. And guess what? For all the Antifa people and everything, you're godless. Our God is a man of war. Be very careful about how you tread. Because once why do you think we've been so successful in battles all over the world in you know, ancient era right through all the different developments with warfare, different tactics, different weapons, more advanced weapons, right through, even with firearms. We perfect warfare in every generation. Just because we're outnumbered doesn't matter. It does not matter. Once we decide we're going to fight, and it's the actual war's been declared, be very careful about which side you choose to be on. Because you're fighting the master of the universe, not just the master of woodcrafting or something. The apple of God's eye. You can't beat it. You cannot beat it. Anyway, take care.